we should do it.
All right, here we go. So yeah, let's start off with the is it in the Bible?
Is it in the Bible? I'm going to let you go first, sir, because I have a little bit to read as I introduce mine.
Absolutely. So mine was asking about if there was anything prowling about like a lion to devour you. And the answer is yes, it's in the Bible. It's actually in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. The most famous one is the New Testament. I'll read that one first. It says, God opposes the arrogant, but to the humble he gives grace. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, so that at the right time he may lift you up and throw all of your anxieties on him because he cares about you. The part where it's talking about us is stay sober, stay alert. Your enemy, the adversary, stalks about like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Stand against him, firm in your trust, knowing that your brothers throughout the world are going through the same kinds of suffering. You will have to suffer only a little while, and after that, God, who is full of grace, the one who called you to his eternal glory in union with the Messiah, will himself restore and establish and strengthen you, make you firm. To him be the power forever. And in the Old Testament, oh, by the way, that was in 1 Peter chapter 5. And then the one in the Old Testament is in Psalms chapter 10. It says, why, Adonai, do you stand at a distance? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? The wicked in their arrogance hunt down the poor, who get caught up in schemes they think up. For the wicked boast about his lusts. By the way, you're going to hear some stuff that's to this day very prevalent, especially in the United States. For the wicked boasts about his lusts, he blesses greed, and despises Adonai. Every scheme of the wicked, his arrogance says, there's no God, so it won't be held against me. His ways prosper all the time, your judgments are all the way up there, so he takes no notice. His adversaries, he scoffs at them all. In his heart, he thinks, I will never be shaken. I won't meet trouble, not now or ever. His mouth is full of curses, deceit, oppression. Under his tongue, mischief and injustice. He waits near settlements in ambush and kills an innocent man in secret. His eyes are on the hunt for the helpless. Lurking unseen like a lion in his lair, he lies in wait, pounce on the poor, and then sees the poor and drags them off in his neck. Yes, he stoops, crouches down low, and he helps the helpless, wretched falls into his clutches. And he says in his heart, God forgets, hides his face, and he never sees. So, here to tell you that resonates with anybody that you know, or even yourself. I can tell you right now, God's seeing everything. Not going to go with anything. He's going to catch it all.
He's going to catch it all. Yes, he is.
Anyway, that was mine. So yes, it is in the Bible.
And mine was an eye for an eye. And I don't know if anybody caught that. That's definitely in the Bible. And it's in there in a couple places. Eye for an eye is found in the Old Testament, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, was a principle of eliminating judicial punishment to proportional justice. The penalty for fitting the crime, not escalating it beyond the original injury. Jesus addressed this in the New Testament, Matthew 5, 38 and 39, acknowledging old law, but teaching his followers not to retaliate personally, but to turn the other cheek, emphasizing non-resistance and love over personal vengeance, even going beyond the strict legal codes to show greater mercy and perfection. So eye for an eye, that says if somebody assaulted you, you get to assault them back equally. Versus somebody assaulted you, go through the judicial process, have them go get sentenced to years in prison or whatever the penalty is. But turn the other cheek. Be the bigger person.
Yeah. It was. Well, cool. That was good.
All right.
Yeah, we forgot to do the thing with our fingers, the drum roll ahead of time. But I'll make sure it gets in. I'll make sure it gets in there, but ahead of time.
We'll do that as the end. We'll do that for the is it in the Bible? The next thing that's in the Bible.
Yeah. We'll do that. Okay. All right. So let's so we are now getting into the genealogy. This is where a lot of people kind of fall off when they're reading the Bible. But like part of the thing I'm having for the it's in the Bible is going to be a little bit about names. So there's actually some interesting stuff about that. I had brought it up earlier, but every name has a meaning. So when you go through the actual genealogy, it's telling a story. The whole genealogy is telling a story. Pretty amazing. But anyway, let's go ahead and get it started. You want to kick us off?
I want to kick us off because the names are. I'm going to stumble over the names. You get to help with those. I'll read the first bit, the second sentence, and the third sentence underneath that. But after that, it's all you.
Okay.
All right. Here's the genealogy of Adam, and we're in Genesis 5:1, basically. On the day that God created man, He made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female. He blessed them and called them Adam, humankind, man. On the day they were created, after Adam lived 130 years, he fathered a son like himself and named him Shet. After Shet was born, Adam lived another 800 years and had both sons and daughters. In all, Adam lived 930 years, and then he died.
Well, talk about old, right? And I find it interesting, too, is that when it talks about the creation of male and female, that he called both of them Adam. I was pronouncing it's man or mankind.
Right.
I thought that was really remember they once they consummate marriage, they're one body. So, they're one.
Man shall leave his family and become one with his bride. That's somewhere in the Bible, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll get into that later, I'm sure. Shet lived 105 years and fathered Enosh. After Enosh was born, Shet lived another 807 years and had sons and daughters. And all Shet lived 912 years, then he died.
Yeah, and
I'll get the next.
A lot of times the English translation or we use a King James, they changed it from Shet to Seth. Why, I don't know, but
I don't know.
What do they call him? Seth. I don't know why, but they did.
But is it Shet or Seth? What is the correct?
From the original Hebrew, it's Shet.
Okay. Just to clarify anything.
I mean, and again, if you say Shet or if you say Seth, and you're talking about the son of Adam, we all know you're talking about.
It's all the same.
It's
like 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Yeah. Okay.
Enosh lived 90 years and fathered Kenan. After Kenan was born, Enosh lived another 815 years. Had sons and daughters. In all, Enosh lived 905 years. Then he died.
Could you imagine living today's age, those ages? Man, that's torture.
Okay, why is that?
I mean, all the different things that are going on in the world, and the pain, I guess, is watching. It's like watching a train wreck. I don't like watching a train wreck. But the thing is I'm gonna make a statement on this. It's gonna sound evil, but it's not. You can't fix stupid. But
right.
The thing is a lot of people aren't stupid. They're just set in their ways, and they're not gonna change. I think is what it boils down to, which is sad. It's like watching a train wreck.
Somebody wrote something. Nature versus nurture, and one's going to be a stronger uh, source over the other one. Whatever gives you more support is the one that you're going to do the most. And somebody wrote something about that, and I'll figure out who that person is later. But anyways, please continue.
Okay, so we just got done with Enosh. Is that correct? Or do no Kenan?
Yep, that one belongs to you.
Okay, so I think we just got done with the Enosh one. So he lived 100 or 905. So Kenan lived 70 years and fathered Mahalalel. After Mahalalel was born, Kenan lived 340 years, had sons and daughters, and in all, Kenan lived 900 years, and then he died. Mahalalel lived 5 years and fathered Jared. You say Jared, but it's Jared. That's pronounced as how it's written in the other versions as well. So Jared was born. Mahalalel lived another 830 years, sons and daughters. In all, Mahalalel lived 805 years and died. Jared lived 162 years and Hanok. See if I can find a different version of it.
Is Eve mentioned in any of this?
Let's see. Okay, so we just got done with Jared. Translation of, there we go. Jared. Jared lived, oh, there it is. Right there. Jump right back again. I don't know why it's jumping back up again. All out Jared. Okay, so Enoch. All right, so Enoch, which is obviously spelled differently in Hebrew, fathered Enoch, and after Enoch was born, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. All Jared lived 960 years. Died. Now Enoch lived. The weird part about this one, he lived 65 years and fathered Methuselah. After Methuselah born, Enoch walked with God for 300 years and had other sons and daughters, and in all, Enoch lived 365 years. Then walked with God, and then wasn't there because God took him. Interesting.
Is that a way to say that he died and went to be with God?
No, this is different from the other ones because the other ones, he died, he died. This one, he just wasn't there. God took him. Yeah, and that's interesting.
That is different.
And there is a thing going around where it's the Book of Enoch. I have no idea if it's truly the Book of Enoch. It's interesting reading. Not part of the canon because chances are it's not written by. I don't know. Bottom line is, it's written here that he walked with God, and then wasn't there. I took him. I find that interesting. So, anyway, so then Methuselah had lived for 187 years and fathered Lamech. After Lamech was born, he lived 782 years and other sons and daughters in all. He lived for 969 years and then he died.
That's the longest so far.
Yeah, that's actually that's the longest one ever. Which again, that's a long time. Can you imagine? Well, never mind. I'm just, yeah, that's a long time. Anyway, Lamech lived 182 years and fathered a son, whom he called Noah. Which his name has a name, has a meaning, festival. Where he said, "This one comfort us in our labor, in our hard work. We do with our hands what comes from the ground that Adonai first." So it's telling me right here already that Lamech he already knows what's coming. I think God has told Lamech as well. And what's interesting is that before the deluge comes, that Lamech passes away along with Methuselah. They both died. In fact, I think, again, I wasn't there, but the year that Methuselah had died, I guess, will be the same year that kicked off the flood. So in that lineage, the only lineage that was alive for that deluge was Noah. 4 sons of God in this line. So
Okay.
anyway, so Lamech, he was which is another thing too here. After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. In all, Lamech lived 777 years. Then he died. Now, what is the number 777? That is God's. It's his completion, like the completion number. So, in prophecy, prophetic. So, I find that interesting as well. The numbers. Yeah. I'm sure there's more to it, and we're not going to get that deep into it. But there's more. If people want to get into it, they sure can. But Noah was 500 years old. Noah fathered Shem, Ham, Japheth. So that's chapter 5. And again, the names have meaning. And that doesn't just stop right there. It continues on. You know, all the different lines. And it's a fascinating. Every single name tells that story. All right.
I was reading ahead over at 6, and the spirit shall not abide in the man forever, for his flesh, his days shall be numbered, or 120 years, and that number is going to go down a little bit. Anyways, I thought that was interesting to kind of peek into the next chapter.
Absolutely. All right, so you want to start us off with the next? Is it in the Bible?
Yes, I will. Let's do that. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. And if you don't know, Christmas is on Thursday this year, which is in about 4 days from today. 5 days, 4 days from today. So my question is, when did Jesus' birthday get started to be celebrated as Christmas? Not necessarily in the Bible or not, but maybe it is. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. So when did we start celebrating Christ's birthday on ever? Not necessarily the 25th of December.
Right.
Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out together. If you're watching this, comment, and before you guys comment on anything, there's conflicting reports that 25th of December was a pagan holiday, and the Christians kind of hijacked it to become Christmas. But I don't think that's true. I think it's not true at all. But anyways, let me know what you think. Comment below. Comment, like, put the subscription button, smash that hard, and we'll get to Mr. Nathan. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. So mine actually is not so much is it in the Bible, because I can tell you right now it is in the Bible. But what I really want people to do is go to the lineage that, for example, like Matthew has the entire lineage all the way from Adam, and look up the names, the meaning of every name, and write it down and read that story, because it actually forms a story as you're going through reading all those names. It's crazy how it happens, but it's interesting, and that's what I'm going to suggest that you do is if you have that main list, write that story in the comments. And in fact, I will most likely, maybe I won't. I said I probably won't add it to the comments, but I will most likely tell the story in the next video.
Well, whoever does that, let's give them a shout out and say, hey,
Yes.
yeah, this is exactly, you're absolutely right, and we will appreciate it.
To me, it is a very, everything that God gives us hope. This particular story is like, wow. You know how good God is.
Oh,
He
yes.
blows us away all the time. Story's amazing. But anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got. We can do chapter 6, which yeah. Also, um, chapter 6. I'll show you this right, timeline thing. I'll see if I can get it to show up better. Maybe I'll take a picture of it or something. But it's interesting how all the people that are in the lineage, like I said, they die right before the deluge. And obviously everybody else is dead. Only Noah and his family through. It's I just find that fascinating. That that God waited. So like I said, I don't think it was the day of, but I think it was the year of uh, Methuselah's passing. I thought it was pretty cool. But anyway,
Oh, we'll get into that.
yeah. But anyway, that's all we got, and have a great week.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Merry Christmas.